In this edition, the launch of Channel 5, 2 new products in the Granada range, and the development of TEBs. Hello. As you probably know, Channel 5 is due to go on air early next year. Estelle has all the details.
Now, before any of the new terrestrial transmitters can be switched on, Channel 5 have to be sure they won't cause interference on viewers' screens. In some areas, the transmitted channel will beat with VCR and satellite UHF modulators, and so all the sets at risk have to be checked and retuned if necessary. In all, over 10 million homes may need their equipment retuning, so Channel 5 have to recruit a large workforce to visit each of these homes. After very successful local advertising campaigns, there has been a good response for these jobs, which will last for 3 to 4 months. Granada and Thorn Rentals are working together to train the retuners at centres throughout Great Britain. Here in Birmingham, Paul Braithen is training some new recruits for Channel 5. After explaining the practical reasons for needing to retune the equipment, there's plenty of opportunity to practice on a range of different TVs and VCRs. Granada Video Productions have provided all the video support for the recruitment and training of the retuners, and this sequence shows the correct approach to dealing with customers. One of the main concerns is security. To make sure only the authorised retuners get into viewers' houses, there's a comprehensive process of checks, which the house owner makes before she lets him in.
All right, then, do you want to come on in?
Thank you. Right, first I need to use my test tape. Would you mind moving the ornaments for me, please?
No, not at all.
We also showed a call where the retuner gets it all wrong.
Come to tune your TV. Where is it?
Over there.
There's one. Yeah. Daisy.
And who are you?
Right, then. Think having the lie down?
If the retuner has a tuning problem he can't sort out, he can call the technical help desk, which is based here in Bedford. Here, people with specialist knowledge of a very wide range of TVs, video recorders, satellite receivers and cable systems answer all sorts of questions, ranging from administration to the most technical. Well, the national launch of the service was held in the West End of London to an audience of leading journalists.
We have devised the distinctive colour bar branding, which will run across all aspects of our communication. The retuning bars seemed appropriate. And the main campaign line is obviously both a call to action and also a positive response to retuning.
Originally, Channel 5 hoped to reach about 72% of the population, but in September they managed to get agreement to use Channel 35 in some areas. This means they'll be able to reach over 80% of people in Great Britain when they go on air early in the new year.
This is the Hitachi HP7. It comes in 2 screen sizes, 59 and 66 centimetres, and its feature is speakerless surround sound. Obviously there are loudspeakers inside the set. Speakerless refers to the lack of external units. This 3DS logo means 3-dimensional sound, and here's another logo, Dolby Pro Logic. At the back there are in fact sockets for external speakers, even though Granada doesn't supply them. This could be confusing for the uninitiated customer. If we don't need external speakers, why the sockets? And what's the connection between 3DS and Pro Logic? Well, this TV can operate in 2 ways. First, as a Pro Logic set, for which it needs external speakers. Last year's range had some of these, so I won't explain all that again. Wonderful though Pro Logic sound is, the disadvantage is the extra speakers and the associated wiring. So Hitachi have developed 3DS, which gives surround sound effects from within the set. The left and right sound channels go to the loudspeakers as usual. The centre and surround channels are fed to another pair of speakers, but the levels of each are adjustable using the remote control. If the right adjustment is used, depending on the shape and size of the room, surround sound effects result. Granada doesn't supply speakers with this model because its 3DS feature is its main selling point. For those who do want the full ProLogic experience, there are a number of other TV set packages in our extensive range.
Late last year we showed you a new computer-based communication system called TEBS. Since then, TEBS has been installed in all our service centres and has handled many thousands of calls. Right now I'd like to show you how TEBS is planned to move forward. And you're bound to ask, why are we changing it less than a year after rollout? Well, the main reason is to make the system easier to use. In particular, accessing the faults database, which was the main reason the system was set up. So now that more intuitive software is available, it makes sense to use it. Okay then, let's have a look at the new intuitive TEBS. What we have on screen now is Wildcat Navigator. That's the software that will be supplied to service centres to access the new system. Now then, if I click on the dial icon, like so, just wait for it to dial, you can hear the modem dialing out. There you go, now the connection has been made and the system is checking my ID and password. On the existing system you have to enter your name and password when you log on. Well, that'll be a thing of the past, so access is quicker and there'll be no more forgotten passwords. Now the system is sending its front page called the home page. This identifies the system and it's also the gateway to our facilities. Those of you who are internet surfers will notice that this looks similar to a worldwide web page, and it is in fact in exactly the same format. So does that mean that the TEBS will be on the information superhighway we hear so much about? Well, it's certainly possible. But at the moment our priority is providing a service to the field, and that's what we're concentrating on now. So on to the nitty-gritty of how to drive the system, where you can see that some words are underlined and highlighted in a different colour from the rest of the text. That means those words are linked to other pages. Now to view the link page, you move the mouse cursor to the actual link. I'm going to press click here. And here is the new page. This page has a graphic linked to the home page. I mentioned the faults database earlier, so we'll have a look at that one now. So I go into fault records and then move the cursor up to Philips TV, click on. We're into Philips TV index, going down to C68 NP7. And there we go, the faults file appears. Eureka! Well, you can't go very wrong with that one, can you? Well, the new system will offer advantages other than ease of use. Being a graphical system, we can have diagrams and photographs on the screen. This is how you access them. You go back into the back file, return to faults index, and there you find highlighted in blue the index file. Return to that, move into the bulletins heading, and I'm going to click on bulletin 4, which will show us the new JVC TV, and there's the photograph. Well, another big advantage is that the system is very easy to update. It doesn't need specialist skills because pages can be created or modified in word processing packages like Microsoft Word. Well, a final advantage I must mention is that the whole upgrade is at very low cost. You won't need a new PC, and we supply the access software free of all charge. Well, that's all the changes for the moment, but staff in the technical engineering department are working on further enhancements, which will include training course booking and scheduling.
This Sanyo VHS HS5 has a special feature. Subtitles can be decoded from teletext page 888 and recorded onto the tape. So deaf or hard of hearing people can then enjoy a recording in the same way as the original program. Let me just show you. I recorded a program a few minutes ago with subtitles, and there you are. Program, subtitles. But there are disadvantages, one of which being the complicated setup procedure needed to record the subtitles. Other problems are more social, where one member of the family is hard of hearing but all want to watch together. Do you record the subtitles, which may spoil the playback for some? Or if you're only slightly deaf, do you turn up the volume, so it's now uncomfortably loud for the others? And what about pre-recorded tapes from your local video rental shop? they don't, as a rule, come with subtitles because they're a distraction for most viewers. Well, enter, stage left, the VHS PS3. It's a two-head long play machine, and it also has the features to overcome the problems I've just mentioned. You want to make a subtitle recording? Simple. Let me show you. First of all, we put the TV into program 8, and then the rest happens quite simply from the handset. Menu button. From the menu we want option 5, which is caption stroke subtitle. Press button 5, and here we want option number 3, subtitle record on or off, and button 3 on the handset toggles between the on and off position. We put it on, and that's now ready to record. Back to the TV, and let me just record some of this program and show you how it works. If I need extra volume when in playback, but without drowning my friends in excessive sound, I simply plug in some headphones in this socket here and adjust the volume with the volume control there. They get the volume they want, I get the volume I need. Incidentally, this feature works on E2E, so I can use it when watching TV programs as well. Let me just wind that back and show you that it has indeed recorded the subtitles. There we are. As promised, the program, and in a moment we get the subtitles. There we are. Nice and simple. Now, the pre-recorded tape issue. Well, the duplication company need to record subtitles onto tape during duplication. We also want to be able to switch them on or off. So the duplication company records the subtitles in line 22 of the vertical blanking interval. The digital signal is not in a traditional teletext format. Lower frequencies are used so that the signal can be recorded onto tape. The video recorder recognizes this information using its built-in decoder. An ordinary teletext unit will not work here. The coding was originally developed by the National Captioning Institute in the USA, but adapted for PAL by the European Captioning Institute, ECI for short. To recognize an ECI tape, you need to look for a symbol printed on the label. Now, it's not terribly clear, but if you know what you're looking for, there it is, that little square symbol there. Also, a message will appear at the start of the tape. So if you need subtitles, you've got them. And if you don't, you can also switch them off. Let's just have a look at this old favourite, first of all, with subtitles. I'm sure you'll recognise it. There we are. There's Jungle Book with subtitles. And if you don't want them, it's back to the handset. From the menu, option number 5, and here, option 2, caption decode on or off, and button number 2 will take that off. So there they are, with no subtitles. Sanyo and Granada developed the VHS PS3 in cooperation with the Deaf Broadcasting Council. Naturally, it's a specialist product and not everyone will need the features, but the recorder is exclusive to Granada, so we can capitalise on a small market. And importantly, we're providing services to sections of the community ignored by others.
Well, you may have seen the in-store presentation system we were trialling in our shop in Milton Keynes about 6 months ago. Well, information systems like this are finding their way to all sorts of applications for a wide variety of companies. Granada's system is known as a SCARI, and the graphics department of Granada Video Productions is working on a number of presentations for companies across the United Kingdom. This is just a sample of the screens which we hope will be appearing in hotels, colleges, banks and building societies over the next few months.
Well, that's all for this programme, so from Estelle and from me, for now, cheerio.
Goodbye.